Hi everybody, you guys know me. I'm the Dungeon Master for Opportunity Roll. I'm just here to say thank you for coming back to episode number 7. We had a lot of fun doing this. We're getting into some intrigue, maybe a little bit of wonderment in this new kingdom. And wow, did we have some fun. I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you again at the end of the episode. I'm Corey. I'm the Dungeon Master for Opportunity Roll. I'm here with our group. Say hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Let's go ahead and do introductions, and then I'll have one of the members do us a preview from last game, and they will earn inspiration and 10 gold for their review. So let's go ahead and start with Z-Man Ultra.
Hi, I'm Chris. I'm the music director for Opportunity Roll Season 2 Incendium. I'll be playing the little bit underprepared and underconfident Izzeay this session, the human monk.
Alex.
Hi, I'm Alex, and I will be playing Callisto. You're very confused on people customs tiefling druid.
Jace.
Hello, it's Jace, social media manager of Season 2 Incendium, playing the human fighter Soot.
Izzeay.
Howdy, I am Izzeay, and I will be playing Martha, our lovely dwarven cleric.
Dust.
Hello, I am Dust, and I will be playing the most overdressed bard you'll ever meet, Finn.
And big man RDO. Rodeo.
Hi, I'm Maxwell, real life marketer, vape enthusiast of the group, and jack of all trades. And I will be playing Castor Sideris, your wonderful human grave cleric.
So, who would like to earn that swanky advantage and some extra gold?
I could do it.
Anybody want to?
I could go for it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So, if I remember correctly, we either started right after or right before a tornado swept us up into the air and broke many of our bones. We had all mended as best we could there with healing magic and braces made out of pieces of metal and straps of clothing. We decided we would head into Fortosum with our donkey being dead, unfortunately. Callisto had to take over cart pulling duties as the horse, while everybody else had to rest in the back because we were broken, battered, and at death's door. We come into Fortosum and we go looking for a temple. Castor thought maybe we could find a temple, maybe we could get some better healing. Turned out there was a temple to Demeter, which was helpful to him because that's who he worships. So he goes in. They meet the head priestess, Marsha. Marsha was very kind to them, explained to them what they could do, which required a herb that they didn't have any of left. There might have been some in the town, but she let us know that we could go to the Grangle Jungle or to graveyards to find some. Very grisly thing. We showed her the bone dagger that we found, and she said that she would keep it for us, but apparently it was never given up by our lovely bard Finn. And then we showed her the dragon stones that we had found, which we got identified, one of which being clairvoyance, the second of which being I can't remember.
Counterspell.
And counterspell. All right. And the third of which being resurrection. That launched a kind of heated debate where Castor and Finn were very much against keeping the resurrection spell with us. Martha was adamantly wanting to keep it with us. When Marsha found out who Martha's husband was, the conversation became more heated. We all simmered down. We agreed to keep it at the vault for now, and if we wanted it, we could think on it and come back and get it. We were also informed that there was a party going on that was important to Izzeay. And we had received the church's formal invite that was to no one. They just kind of had a to whom it may concern invite. So the church decided to give it to us so that we could go. They outfitted us with fancy clothing, and that is where we left off.
Also, Jason's missing.
Oh yeah, also Jason went somewhere.
Okay, sounds good. We'll wait for Jason. You go ahead and get that gold, get that inspiration, and Dust, because you helped a little bit. Get yourself 5 silver.
Sweet.
And just because I haven't said it already, you guys know me. I am Corey Lynn, your Diggity Dungeon Disaster DJ. It's getting bigger every time. Yeah. So you guys are in at night, and I'm just setting the scene here. We'll catch him up when he gets.
We were talking about Jason the character, not Jason the Jason.
Oh, okay.
Jason is right here. I was listening to the recap.
Okay.
Jason the character is missing. Jason the Jason is here.
Oh yeah.
Ah, yes, Jason the Jason.
I'm so happy to be back with you guys that I'm feeling very giddy, almost to the point of drunkenness without the negatives.
Well, that's good.
Nice.
So, are we currently outside? Are we inside?
No, we're still in the church. They were outfitting us with fine clothing, and then we were going to make our way to the party, broken bones and everything.
All right. Well, get prepared, because I'm going to start making more descriptions of everything. So, as you guys walk out of this main room, you guys are going to take a left. You'll follow about 3-4 doors down. The door in which you guys are going is like very ornate. It's a thick oak wood, but it's seen its wear and tear, not in a bad way. Like, this has probably been standing since the church has been here. Once these doors open up, you will see rows of clothing on metal racks. There's about 7 or 8 on each side, some hanging above each of, so it's got like a 2-layer row on each. You've got purples, you've got blues, you've got greens, which some of these are more along the lines of, say, like royalty, but not fully hitting that vibrancy color, because, that's expensive. But they're really quite elegant. They're handmade, each one of them. You can tell that pretty easily, because some of these aren't made quickly. They have the flourishes, they have the frills. They're going to take you about 3 rows back to the right, and they're going to pull out several sizes of like 2 or 3 handmade with slight variation. There's a purple dress that seemed to have green ivy on it. Kind of like a red dress that's got some thickish brown, kind of like rose thorns around the edges of the hems. You've got some things like some yellows with like streaks of green in them. There's a brown one that has like little lyres that dance around like the edges of the clothing. And there's something really nice, because there's a blue, I wouldn't call it a tuxedo, because it's not quite a tuxedo back then, but it's one of those nice formal dress robes that look very tight and form-fitting. And it's got like emblems of the crystal. Now, past that, they realize that there's like 2 or 3 people that might wish for something a little bit different. So they're going to go about 2 or 3 rows down. And they're going to pull out this, it's like a dress shirt, but it's kind of like armored in a way, but it's dress armor. It's not going to give you any AC, but it shows kind of your distinction as like a fighter. So they're going to pull that one. And then they're going to have actual garb, which looks like it has been imported from one of your homelands. And Zereth, you're going to notice this quite quickly. They've got about 7 or 8 of these outfits. They seem almost recognizable from something like, say, your mother owned before she left.
Would Castor recognize this too, being from the same area as Zereth, basically?
To a point, but maybe not as much recognition of, I've seen that shirt.
Yeah, Castor was poor.
Yeah.
Zereth will step forward first, and he'll jump on one of the southern desert-looking shirts. Something that's a little closer fitting. And then he's going to go off and look for something that's a little looser, maybe some short sleeves that can go over top of that and kind of hide it. So that if you're not examining him too closely, you'd never know he was wearing something exotic underneath.
Okay, so are you like talking like a white garb that's like common, pretty easily made? Or,
Yeah,
or are you still looking for something?
Something common in white, or even a cream color that's a little bit more fitting of an entertainer rather than nobility. But maybe something that has a little bit of that what we might recognize as like an oriental flourish in the seams.
So you're gonna get dressed up in that. It probably won't take you long, because like I would assume like there are some ties or some like kind of ornate details that might need layered on clothing like that in what you're hiding underneath. But seeing as how it's kind of from where you're at, it's going to be something you're used to. I did see. I will remember this name. Callisto. You were very interested in that purple dress when I mentioned it. I would assume that's what you're taking?
There's a difference between me being interested in her knowing it's for her. I would probably be looking for something like a little bit modest. Like, she clearly does not know what she's looking for, so she'd kind of divert to Martha, really. But the vines probably caught her eye.
I will say it's a very respectful dress. No
Okay.
open. Yeah.
I was gonna say, how close is the purple of the dress to the purple of her skin tone?
Like 2 shades off, but barely noticeable.
Okay. Cool, I'll take it.
Okay. I did see interest in the liar outfit for Finn.
Yeah, he would like lay claims to that, probably get dressed up fast, and then go ask to see her name Marsha, Martha,
Marsha.
Marsha, yeah,
Marsha.
Why did you have to make an NPC with a name so similar to my character?
I'm sorry.
Listen, there's a Jason and a Jason, okay?
yeah.
I like
Yeah, I was
Marsha.
gonna say, he could be that.
I can't roll my R's. Don't ask me.
Well, before we part over to Marsha real quick, was anybody else interested in any of the other explained outfits? Because there are plenty more here. If you're looking for something specific, they might be able to find it.
Martha just wants a nice little warm green and brown, like apron dress, or maybe just a fancy dress.
They do have lovely greens. They have some that are embroidered with, I'd say, like a mud brown, but has like light linen gold in it, but not like solid gold.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Sorry,
Castor liked the tuxedo style one.
Done. It's a little bit bigger in the shoulders area, but like perfectly fits the chest.
Soot conveniently has fine clothes in their inventory, so they will be changing into that.
So, taking a step over to Marsha, she's going to be kind of standing to the corner, taking inventory of what's going. Not like a running tab or anything, but just like, okay, this is going out, this is going out, this is going out. Cool. We have record. And she'll kind of look at Finn when he approaches, and she'll nod, her ear flicking a little. How may I help you?
Yes, and all our excitement, I seem to have forgot to give you this, and I will pull out the bag with the dagger in it and hand it over to her.
Thank you. I almost forgot myself. Perfect.
I would also like to ask a question. Are there any libraries or places that would sell books about, history, bards?
We do have a good library here. There is a fine selection on bards, musics, tomes, practicing. We have ornate books on learning new instruments from other bards. Most of our collection comes from the great Finbar.
The what?
It's his state name is Finbar. He comes by every once in a while. I think his real name is Roger. He's a great guy.
Are there any books about like legends of bards, or like or like legendary instrument of bards, like history? Very interesting.
You know what? I think I can do something better for you. And she's going to take out a small sheet of paper. Kind of like not paper, at least like parchment. And she's going to scribble down a little note. And she will put it into this little small envelope, and she'll hand that to you. The ball in which you guys are headed to, there will be another performer. I mentioned his name earlier. I wouldn't call him Robert, especially not when he's on stage. But he has a wide collection. He often writes books for us. I think it might be more useful to hear it from the source than... I mean, of course you're more than welcome to read through our books, but speaking to someone can usually be more informational. If you're interested.
Oh, I'm definitely interested. I will try to talk with him during the ball, and I assume give him this.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. You've been very helpful.
Of course.
Zereth's going to come out from behind Finn. He's been listening intently to the list of volumes upon volumes, and he's going to ask, Marsha, I couldn't help but notice that you do have quite an impressive library here, and I'm not much of a reader myself, but I might be interested in maybe a couple books on the... And he pauses as though he's a bit embarrassed to say, because he doesn't really know what he's asking about. Books about the schools of magic.
Oh, yes, plenty of those. I thought you were going to ask for a book on venereal diseases. It's a common thing.
What?
Oh!
Well, I mean, I'm sorry. You came in dressed kind of like a... Well, I mean... I'm sorry. Yes, we have those books. Well, I mean, before this, he did work as a, yeah. I can't think of the proper name for it right now.
It was a...
The look on Zer's face was priceless.
I guess.
The look on Zer's face was priceless. He was like, he did the blinking guy gif. It was like, the fuck did you just say?
She'll look embarrassed. She's kind of holding that bag with the knife, kind of like a bag of dog poo. And she's gonna walk out, and she's gonna nod before she goes, I'll get those books right away. Again, I'm really sorry. It's a common question, and you're very shapely man, and I didn't know. Sorry.
It's okay. If actually never mind.
Finn
But thank you. I'll take the tomes certainly, and I'll make sure that they are returned in a timely manner. And then he'll he'll take the books, 2 or 3 of them, maybe. Is that fair? And he'll turn around to Soot, and he'll plop them in Soot's hands, and he says, "Could you read to me from these later?"
Sure. Like during the ball or after?
Maybe just at bedtime. I noticed that you've been engrossed in the arcane as of late, and I thought that you might be able to read to me some of this in your studies as well. Kind of like study buddies.
Sure. I can do that. I suppose. Yes. Sure. And they'll take it. Go to put it in their backpack, realize that they don't have their backpack on because they are dressed up in a nice outfit, and then just kind of like meander out to put it in their backpack, wherever that may be.
Oh, there is a complimentary chest inside, which you guys can store your items, which will be separate from everything else. It won't be logged into their whole collection.
Now, was it just a robe that I got, or was it like an outfit with the lyres? Okay.
So the main jacket will be the most fancy, and then you'll have kind of like a brownish to like wood colored kind of, I wouldn't say fancy, but they've got like that poofy bottom with like the very tight kind of laced bottoms that go near your boots and kind of give your feet and like calves a nice shapely look.
What Finn's going to add is from his costume that he has a very wide brim hat with a feather in it, and he's going to put it on with a little, like, thief mask to go over his eyes to complete the whole look.
Okay, Zorro.
Yes.
All right. Castor is going to get into his blue tuxedo, and let me tell you, Maxwell knows a few things about blue tuxedos. Blue tuxedos are awesome. So Castor's going to get all up in his blue tuxedo, and then he's going to look to Marsha, and he's going to take off his necklace that has black pearls with a holy symbol in the middle, and he's going to ask if she could bless it for him.
You're going to, during that time, have a flash.
All right, so Castor is about to take it off, and I'm guessing then there's the flash.
Yes. So your flashback is going to be mostly off of sound. The photo or picture that you would normally see in your mind is going to be dim and dark. You're not really going to see much of anything else besides this very lovely paned glass window. And in the paned glass window is depiction of a kind of like a green dragon fighting against some kind of spellcaster. The spellcaster has a distinct look to them. They're not really dressed like a normal mage would be or a wizard. It's more like a darker edge kind of thing, sort of like a warlock almost. But that being said, that's not the most interesting thing about this. What is the voices and the events that happen while you are there. You'll hear a very darker voice speaking to what seems to be a very feminine figure. Now tonight is a very important night. We wish to impress our guests, and I have some very influential and important people coming. That being said, you are to be on your best behavior. No crying, no whining, no complaining. And if I hear that you do, there will be hell to pay. Do I make myself very clear? You hear a very, I would say like a whimper or a nod, but it's very faint. Just like the minuscule amount of acknowledgement. I said, do I make myself clear? And you'll hear a, yes. And as you're fading away from this scene, there's going to be a sound that you might recognize. A slap. And you'll be back in the room with the others.
Cash is gonna look around and see if people are like staring at him. Like he basically wants to try to gauge how much time passed in reality versus what he just witnessed?
I'd say about 13, 14 seconds out. But for you in it, I'd say it was a full, like, 3-4 minute conversation.
Okay, so still that would have been a long time. As he was starting to ask a question, and he was starting to take off his necklace, and then it just hit him. So I'm guessing people are staring.
Did he fall at all?
I'll leave that up to the DM.
You know what? Roll me. Let's do a Constitution check. Let's see if it really hit you. Maybe you even felt the slap. I don't know. Constitution of 7. Yeah, I'd say you'd fall. Maybe even have felt like the like, you might have even felt the slap.
Castor's gonna he's gonna open his eyes, or he's going to regain his sight. He's gonna be on the ground, and he's gonna like reach up and touch his face, and then realize he's on the ground. He's gonna look around at everybody.
Callisto is immediately like, are you all right? It happened again.
Sir, what did you want to do?
Zereth's going to be on the other side of him, opposite of Callisto, and he's going to be he's going to see him rubbing his face, so he's just going to like tap him on the face, trying to wake him up, and he's going, "Hey, bye, are you all right?"
That cheek's gonna be tender.
That's just gonna wince, and then basically I guess it would be just be to the two around him. He's just gonna say it happened again.
How are you feeling right now?
I feel like I was slapped in the face.
By whom?
Unclear. Male of some sort. Very fancy sounding. I could discuss more, but I don't wish to burden Marsha with this.
Let's get you up.
Yes, Marsha, I was wondering if you could bless my holy symbol. And he'll finish taking it off. That was what he wanted to do in the first place. He wants to get that done.
Yeah, I'll, you have visions.
Yes.
Are you touched?
I have no idea what you mean. I've had them since I was about 13.
Have you ever been in the presence of the crystal?
No.
I see. Interesting. I'll go take this. I'll be back. Do you guys feel as though this is dangerous? I do want to ask that before. I want to make sure you're safe.
My visions?
Well, not just the visions, but I mean what it could mean for... I don't know. Most visions I've heard of are usually about things in the future, and if you were hurt, I'm afraid for your safety.
It wasn't me. I was hearing a man talking to a woman, and the end of the vision was the sound of a slap.
Oh. You're going to see her visibly, like, not at you, but be visibly disturbed by that.
Same with Callisto.
Did you get a good look at the man, or?
I couldn't see anything except for a window.
What was on the window?
It was a very ornate, stained glass window. There was a green dragon fighting some sort of magic caster, maybe a dark sorcerer or a warlock, something on the darker side. Not a wizard, not a bard, nothing like that.
Can Zer make just a passive check because of his knowledge of glazing?
Sure.
he'd know that greens are either very cheap or very expensive, and he'd want to. I'm asking or making a check to know if green dragons in particular were of any particular style of region or time.
May Soot make a history check in regards to like that piece, if that's like a famous piece of art or something akin to that?
Both of you could. I would say, though, since you didn't see it firsthand, it would be at a disadvantage.
Copy.
I'm asking about dragons in general and greediness.
Ooh, a whopping 6.
Okay. Go ahead and roll, and I will make sure to...
Yeah, could I, since I'm using my tools, could I get an ability score to associate it with this roll?
Go with intelligence.
Okay, that makes sense.
Ooh, 12 and a 9 for Jason. Or, sorry, Soot. So, Zer with a 12. Let's go ahead and start with the highest. The greens, dragons, it really depends. Some are known to be very territorial and vicious. But there have been a few, I'm talking like a handful, who have been understanding. Maybe they were raised differently. Maybe they just had a different kind of understanding of the world, or they had a better circumstance when they were born. It's a toss-up, really, especially in Incendium, because there are dragons, but with really the only roost being, around the mountainous area. There's few and far territories that would be perfect for a green dragon besides the Grangle Jungle, and most people don't go there.
What kind of dragon was it that protected Handsome?
He would be a black dragon.
Okay.
Quick question. Given I'm from the Grangle Jungle, would I know anything about green dragons? Or anything mythologically wise?
You would know of a living one known as Old Gregor. Old Gregor is very old. Like, he's reaching the end of his time period. Mostly he is sedentary. He has a very specific point where he stays. He feeds deer like they're birds. Not for eating. For the most part, he seems to be a vegetarian, which is kind of interesting. He mostly lives off of moss and the lovely lilies that grow in the water in the lake close by. He's quite often very kind to speak to, but can typically be elusive sometimes. He has this ability to be able to cloak himself against those he doesn't wish to speak to. But other than that, not much more information on green dragons.
Okay. Sorry, final question. How far away is that from where we are right now?
Closer to the center. I'd say he's about 2 miles further center than where your home was.
Okay, cool.
Yes, Chris.
So Zara's going to just say, well, if they're going to paint an image of a dragon in glass in green that grand, then it's probably an important dragon. But what's more important right now is that we get you up off the floor and proceed to the party if everyone is still feeling up to it.
Yes, I would like to get going on this. DM question.
Sure.
Would Castor be able to recognize those voices if he heard them again? Pretty clear cut in his brain.
I'd say the males, yes. It might be a little bit more difficult for the females. Probably because they were so quiet and timid. That might not be their full voice. You could definitely make a roll. I will give you that. Yeah.
But the males would be like pop.
Yeah, definitely. Sorry. The males would definitely be very quick. Probably, especially with the distinctive tone and rolling of his voice.
Snob, yes.
I'm an asshole, yes.
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
So, the party, I'd say, would probably start in, I'd say, 15 minutes.
Oof.
Yeah.
I believe out of character last session somebody mentioned wanting to use a disguise kit.
Yeah, someone did, and if they can, I have a disguise kit.
It very possibly was me. You don't need to do anything major to me. Just, I don't know, put some shoe polish in my hair and put a scar on my face or something. I don't know.
I mean, I'm proficient in it, so whatever you want, I have a disguise kit, so I can do it for you.
Awesome. So while Soot is doing themselves,
Phrasing you want to use, sure.
shoeing themselves with the
Yes,
shoe.
there you go.
I think that's worse.
Got
I
it?
think that's-
Okay. Sarah's going to approach Finn. Finn, do you think I could use some of your disguise kits? Do you have any red powder that I could use to tint my hair?
Do I?
Jason will actually speak up. You can definitely check your pouch. Go ahead and just make me a quick investigation check. It won't be hard.
When did Jason get here?
He's doing the same thing he always does.
I was just about to say, I'm gonna look for
Holy
Jason.
shit!
I could do that for you. And he's going to cast Prestidigitation, which will easily change the color of your hair.
Goodness, you scared the heavens out of us.
Don't do that.
I'm sorry. I had to use the loo.
Well, you'll need a nice outfit too. You know what? How tall is Jason?
I'd say he's probably about 7.5 feet tall.
Wait,
He's a linky boy. He's a linky,
7
skinny.
7.5?
7?
Yes.
Like Shaq?
Oh, with his hat. I mean,
Oh, how tall is his head?
It's a very
probably
large hat.
his hat probably adds 1.5 feet.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Thank God. I was like, this dude's Shaq and we didn't know it?
I imagine he was like 5'6" or something.
How can we lose him?
7.5 feet tall. Like,
I was like, wait, he's a human, not a Goliath, right? Like,
So he's probably like 5'6", 5'7".
Martha's sort of looking him up and down like, you know what? I think I might have some clothes in my cart that might just fit you.
Oh, that would be lovely.
Dragging him away by the hand. Motherly.
Oh, okay.
Fussy fuss.
Like it's nothing. Like he's used to it. Exists in a quantum state of fact.
So while they're doing that, do I need to roll something for the disguise kit on Soot?
You could.
What should I roll?
Let's see. Yeah, just roll. You know what? Roll a straight deception.
All right.
We'll just improv that real quick. I'll probably hear this in the comments later. That's not how you do this. 19,
however
but
the
you know
DM
what?
wants to do it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, you do. It's going to be more natural than if, like, say, that spell were to time out. It's kind of like a grease mixed with a pigment. It's going to gel the hair, so it would be easy for, like, oh, I want to go red, but I want it to be, like, suave and to the side, and I want to look like Bond
Fancy
or
Okay.
someone.
I was doing it for Soot, not Zer, because he said
That's
he
fine.
wanted to. Okay, just making sure.
I'm sure you could probably you probably have, like, the base of something, and if you get the pigment, you could get him whatever color you really liked.
Okay. Let's fix you up all nice, like.
I'm trying to find a picture of someone's hair slicked back that doesn't make me visibly ill. It's all
Good
these.
luck on that.
Yeah, it's exactly the kind of people that I'm like, I don't want to ever look like that.
James Dean. James Dean.
See,
For my
yeah, James Dean's got some good slick back hair. I'll take James Dean.
James Dean for 20.
Can I just say to the group, very random question. Does anyone know how to braid hair?
You look at Martha with like the perfect crown braids into a ponytail, and she's like,
Yeah, no, I'm staring directly at you, Martha.
he's already dragging Jason away, and she'd be like, okay, everyone gets to pull into Martha's skirt while she cleans their hair and stuff. Well, braids it, not cleans.
Would you be willing? It's been a while since anyone's braided my hair, and I can't really do it on myself.
It'll be a cinch. Now, what are you thinking?
I don't know. Surprise me.
Okie dokie.
Would we all like to start heading towards the cart? Because, I mean, with a bit of conversation after the event of the vision, it's, I'd say, probably about 10 minutes till the party.
Yes, we should get
Yeah,
to the
let's
party.
go.
Yes.
Yeah, I was
Yes.
hoping to go to a church, but I can wait until after the party. I'm sure we'll all do plenty of sinning.
We were just at a church. Martha.
We were in a yeah.
Yes, but a different church. Not that there's anything wrong with that church. No. Just the different God.
As we're walking to the party, Finn would be talking to Zereth, like, are we going to try to perform at this party?
I hope so, but I'm not sure about this other performer that she mentioned. It was Philbar. I didn't quite catch the words off her lips.
I thought it was Phil State, but I could have been wrong as well.
Well, I remember Robert.
Yeah,
But we're
don't
not supposed to call him that.
yeah, you never call a performer by his actual name. Especially not on stage. That's very rude.
Well, then we wait until he's done performing, and you pretend you know him.
I know a lot of people.
Then it won't be easy to. Then it won't be hard to pull off.
So the night's going to be a little bit colder. You're still getting into the warmer nights, but it's as you're walking on that cobblestone, everybody's dress shoes kind of clicking. There is a congregation of people from different places, a group of 2 here, a group of 3 here, and they're all moving to the upper city of Fertosum. Following them, you guys will get that nice kind of cooler breeze, but there's still that mellow warmth from the ground that it's kind of radiating from the heat of the sun from earlier that evening. So there's that weird kind of, it's chilly, but if I stand here for a little while, I might warm up, but if I move, it might catch the wind. That kind of a night. The crickets are out. It's quite calming. I don't know why there are monkeys.
It's the
They're
rare
close to the
monkey-
jungle.
Yeah, it's the rare monkey crickets.
So, you guys won't take too long to get there. It's probably a 7-minute walk, which, guys, you get in there just like 3 minutes shy of the full party getting in the blossoming bloom. There will be butlers, several butlers there out front, kind of greeting people, introducing people. You'll hear a few guilds be introduced. These guilds seem to be of higher standing, so people in like the hero section of the guild volume. And when you guys reach the gate, you'll spot a man who is dark-haired, ponytail in the back, kind of like a hazelish green eyes, and a very pointed kind of goatee that's tied at the bottom, very kind of gelled and slicked to look very manicured. Your names. Or your group's names, I should say.
Castor will step up. My name is Castor Sideris, and our group, we are the Brotherhood of the Pomegranate.
Brotherhood of the Pomegranate. Lovely name. Welcome to the party. The Lord is upstairs in the main foyer. We have a performer currently right now, though I'm not sure if he'll be here all night. Food is at both sides of the entrance. Feel free to grab your fill. There is plenty. And if there is anything we can do, please do not hesitate to ask. And he will kind of step into the area. You'll see this large hall. It's kind of like a polished stone flooring in different plates. Some green ornate coloring in the flooring. You'll see this wide staircase that kind of opens up into like this circular sea that comes from the top. You'll see two large doors at the very top and a stage in between the two staircases, which is actually kind of large. You have seats on either side, upholstered, and about 6 pillars that kind of line this place. But the biggest thing that you notice is that they have this really large, ornate, I'd say, water fountain in the dead center of this place, which is like the fanciest. Like, nobody really gets a fountain in their house unless you got some money. And at the very top of this is a depicted kind of sculpture. I'd say one of you might notice one of the members of the sculpture. The first one is a male. He has a kind of a scar on the bridge of his nose that goes down to his right cheek. It's hard to tell colors, but he seems to be kind of fair-skinned, black hair, unkept in a way, but the suit looking both royal but a little worn, like he's seen time in his post, and a female next to him in what seems to be adorned necklaces of some kind, earrings. They kind of dangle a bit. She has kind of a cleft chin, but just so elegantly enough. A very shapely nose that doesn't seem to kind of take away from the very nice curve of her cheeks. She seems to be about average height, very familiar to kind of the shapely face that Zereth might have. Introducing. Oops, sorry.
I was going to say Castor was going to turn to the butler and say, "I will have to thank your lord, for your hospitality has been unmatched so far."
Of course. He should be down relatively soon. I think he's dealing with a few conversations with the meal preparation and the lady of the house. Introducing, and he's going to kind of turn back to the whole room. You're going to see like the music kind of pan down a little bit. Still play, but very lightly. It's one of those formal things where everybody knows when somebody's being introduced, you hold your drinks, you hold your motion, you pause the conversation, and you see who is entering. The followers of the pomegranates, here for your lovely company. And he will kind of bow as you enter.
Castor will nod and wait for everybody else to walk in and then walk in behind.
Can I ask a question real quick that I probably should ask before we got to the party?
Sure.
Are we supposed to go, like, I know that they did a dress armor was an option. Are we supposed to go, like, unarmed? Are we allowed to bring weapons, like, if we're going kind of, like, for show kind of thing? Like, what is that situation?
There are show weapons, but they have no blade. You would know that they are literally just the case with a handle kind of glued into place so that it's for looks, but there would not be like no unsheathing of the weapons because there is none. If you do have weapons, they do have kind of like a little broom closet where you can kind of set them until you're ready to pick them up at night or after the party.
Like a coat check, but for weapons.
Yeah, if there's a weapons
Exactly.
check, that's it. Yeah, okay. So Soot would have brought their sword and or their spear and shield and then checked it at the door.
Can I bring my staff?
Yeah, that doesn't really have a blade, so you'd be able to bring that in. I mean, you'd be like, please don't use that for any self-defense, please. Mostly for walking, of course.
Oh, I'm not intending to. It's a formal wear. It's part of the outfit.
Ah, sorry, I didn't mean to assume. I just doing my job.
Oh no, don't worry about it.
Could I, like, not hand over my rapier? Like, just say, oh, it's a show weapon?
You could try.
I'm gonna try.
Oh, God, no.
So as you guys enter, with Jason, Martha, and them back at the cart, we're going to get to that in a moment. So we're going to take that scene back in the cart. Jason clearly following you to wherever you would like to lead him, Martha.
All right, she's going to open the cart door and sort of hop in. Just wait there for a moment, or come in. I really don't care.
That's okay. I don't have to go to the loo again.
Good, good. Although if you do, I would suggest doing it before the party. If,
There's a dark corner over there. I could probably use that.
Oh, God. No. You use a proper loo, dear.
What's a proper loo?
Oh, no. Okay, Callisto, while I look for the clothes, why don't you explain toilets to our dear friend?
Why are you? I am literally the least qualified person to explain that. You do know that, right?
Wait, you guys don't go to the horse's carriage in the front of the kingdom to use the dirt pile?
Look, Jason, I get where you're coming from. Apparently no one else does. But that is a conversation for a different day.
Yes, seems so.
Turns with for what is for her a quite hefty handful of clothes, because for tall people, literally piling over, she can barely see. Okay, we have here some pants, dress pants, dress shirt. Do you like ascots? My husband has a shit ton of ascots.
I've never worn anything like this before. I only ever owned one set of clothing.
Oh dear, stinky. Okay. So, she sort of hands it to him. Okay, you want to put this is the bottom layer, you put this on first, then this is the second layer, which you put on second, and this is the cloak that you just tie around your neck, and the ascot goes in between the first layer and the second layer.
What's a layer?
Okay, new plan. Put this on first.
Okay.
I do hope it fits.
Can I ask whose clothes this is?
Nephew's, clearly.
It fits perfectly.
Okay. Also, would you like a different hat?
He'll grab the brim. No, I'm very happy with this hat.
All right. Let's see. And she basically plays dress up with this poor spindly man. Sort of fancies up his hair in that fussy motherly way, like, you're hurting me. Ow, shush, I'm making it perfect.
Strange bit of information. You'll find that any clothing for Matthew fits him. As if it was tailored.
Okay, what about his freakishly big feet?
Yep.
Okay, this is getting a bit... Okay, well, you look, you look very handsome, dear.
Thank you. I don't think anyone's ever told me that before.
Would you like to hear it again? You look very handsome.
I have this weird feeling in my stomach. I don't know what it is.
I'm probably just... It feels nice to be complimented, dear. Now, you just sit there, and she's finishing, like, tying up the ascot and gives him a little pat on the cheek. You look perfect. Why don't you go join the others? I'm going to help Callisto here with her braiding.
Okay. Yes. Hold up, guys. And he's going to run.
In the moment he, like, turns and heads off, you see her just kind of, like, cover her face a bit, like, okay.
I think I know the answer to this, but dare I ask what's wrong?
He just reminds me of someone. Now, onto your braiding.
Martha, I love you and we're addressing this topic later, but yeah, please.
Okay, I think we're going to go with a traditional crown braid, maybe with a Celtic knot in the back. Oh, you want some flowers weaved in?
Oh, I don't need them necessarily. And she passes a hand over her horns and casts Druidcraft, and all of the tiny little purple buds that were wrapped around her horns with the vines explode into little purple roses.
She claps. Wonderful.
Yeah,
That's a neat little...
neat little trick indeed, yeah.
Okie dokie. And then she braids their hair.
Okay.
And it's very pretty.
Yay.
Might I say, for those in the party, it is going off without a hitch. The smell of the lovely roasted duck with just a ever hint of, like, I would say homegrown green onions with a light buttery sauce on top. Gravy to the side, house-made, thickish, kind of that natural yet clumpy gravy where you've got like that flavor and consistency with it. Homemade mashed potatoes with a bit of parsley on top. You've got homegrown carrots, already shaved the greens off, so it's all like finger food. You've got some little mini sandwiches. There is a large bowl of what you can only assume is this lovely clam chowder. It has this salty yet kind of sweet essence to it. The consistency is thick like a chowder, but you can see the bits of lovely, like just perfect, like chunks of clam in there. And the potatoes, though some are kind of mashed into that chowder, you see thickish kind of pieces of that. And mixed in is also like chopped celery, boiled to kind of fit the consistency. A sprinkling of pepper has been added to it to create that granular kind of deliciousness. And that just kind of wafts through, mixing with that duck, mixing with the mashed potatoes and the gravy to create just this mouth-watering aroma.
So Zer hasn't actually entered, at least not right away. He's probably entered by now, but I'll describe how he does that. So right before everybody who initially goes in, he's going to get very flustered, and he's going to look at the ground. He's going to start pacing outside the doors, like right in front of the two butlers. And Castor might hear him speaking in Celestial, or as he knew it when he was back home, Sun speech. And he's going to be talking to himself, muttering something like, "You are the talk of the town. Your name carries a mark of reputation. And although... And then I'm going to roll a few representative saving throws. Okay, so that fourth one. So just spitting out some saving throws until he's ready to go in.
I just want to keep the listeners in on this. So the saving throws, we got Constitution, we got a 13, a 9, a 4, and a 16.
Yeah. So with that 16, representatively, he's going to step through the threshold or over the threshold, and he's just going to march straight, his head held high, heel toe, heel toe, heel toe, not looking at all around the room. And he's going to march straight up to the center on the opposite side of the statue, and he's going to fix his gaze at the top doors at the top of the double staircase and wait for the performer to finish.
Castor would have followed him. Because Castor's waiting for everybody else to march in, and then Izzeay being the last one, Castor would follow off after him.
Finn would have been the first one, and he would have entered with a flare by taking his wide brim hat off. And with dancing lights just spinning around him in different colors, announce his presence.
Soot would have walked in kind of like Vince McMahon, and then noticed that no one is paying attention to them particularly, and then just kind of sidle off to the side and start getting food.
Well, people paid attention to us. The the butlers introduced us, and everybody like raised a glass.
Oh, Finn would have gone to the stage as well, like standing next to Zer, waiting for the performer to finish.
Well, I would say this. Maybe Soot was kind of to the back of the group. Kind of
I mean, Soot would have done that on purpose as well. I know Castor said he was going to be in the very, very back, but Soot would have been decently far back, and then like almost like reflexively would have walked in like that, and then looked around, and then like abashedly just kind of like scooched off towards the food.
Basically, Castor's thing was he introduced everyone, so he wanted to, you know, as the ambassador, make sure everybody else gets in first. And then he'll go do what he needs to do.
So, as everything's going on, we've got several points here. The food, delicious. Take your fill. Plates to the side, bowls, everything. It's like serve yourself as much as you want. They'll keep putting it back. Let's start with the person who's going farthest into the building. Do with Finn. At the stage is a person who's not really dressed to impress. He has a very distinct look about him. A blue kind of, I'd say furred jacket. A very simplistic white shirt underneath. Shaved sides, kind of longer on the top, swafted to one side. Very elegant eyebrows. And kind of like a pieced mark over his nose. It's not a scar, though the way the actual makeup kind of goes looks kind of like it's scarage, but like that's the design. He has a gold necklace around his chest here towards the goddess Tetra, goddess of the earth. And he'll be playing a very ornate lyre. Probably one of the most ornate things about him. It is red with kind of like golds. The strings themselves aren't gold. They're like an off brass. Very well taken care of. Very well like cared for to the point where you can see like this is his prized possession. And the sound that comes out of it just... you search for that song, right?
Yeah.
He feels, as you listen, as though he's found that song for himself. Not the song you're looking for, but as though he has the song that he started to look for as a performer himself. That song that defines him.
You see like the biggest grin on Finn's face as he hears this song.
Let's move back towards the back a bit. We've got Zer, and I believe next to him is Castor, correct?
Mm-hmm.
As this song ends and the performer prepares to come off stage, you'll see the doors at the top open. The music will slow to a peace. Introducing the Lord and Lady of the House, Sir Vagrant and Lady Eris. And they'll do like a soft bow. He looks kind of like he is Lord. He has that title, but his hair looks greasy. His beard looks kind of shaven and unkempt, like a 5 o'clock shadow, like trying to be a beard. The clothing he has is nice, but it looks like he's pinching pennies because he doesn't want to buy anything new. It looks as though anybody who would be dressed the best would be the lady next to him. A lovely red dress in which she's wearing. Very ornate pieces, jewelry that doesn't look from here. They look very interesting. Kind of like sands, or kind of back in the sands, kind of elegant, ornate pieces. They'll come down, and the performer will take 5, allowing whatever performer they might have thought next, though it doesn't seem like anybody's stepping up. And they'll mingle with a few people, walking down the stairs very slowly, each on their own side. They're not walking together. You don't know if this is by purpose, but the male seems as though he is the Lord. He seems as though he has a purpose heading to the back of the room towards the food. and to speak with a very particular person.
Castor will, you said there was like 2 sets of stairs going down, they went down opposite sides?
Correct.
So Castor will take the Lord's side stair to try to make an impression if he can. If the Lord will,
Okay.
even entertain him.
Okay. Let's start there first.
Yes, sir.
So you'll walk up to this gentleman, clothes looking just as described, in his demeanor, not making it look any better. I'd say the immediate vibe from this guy is, I might not have time for you. But he'll look to you and give you a nod. He'll continue walking very slowly, as if waiting for you to say something, and like if you do, he'll stop. But if not, he has plans on continuing.
Castor will indeed. He will take a bow, not terribly deep, but deep enough to, be respectful. My lord, I must thank you and praise you on your hospitality. Your butlers have been some of the finest I've ever seen, and the food's wonderful.
Well, they better be. Tonight is very important. But I'm glad you are enjoying yourself.
Does that kick it up?
Yeah, that kicks it up.
All right, Castor. For a second, he'll freeze for a second, and then he'll snap out of it. And yes, it is a very important night, and I'm very glad to have been invited to this party. I can't wait to see everything that comes from it.
No, I wasn't, and I apologize. I wasn't here for the introductions. Are you with anyone in particular, a lord, a lady, a legendary guild, perhaps?
Actually, we're here with an up-and-coming guild. We were
he seems disinterested immediately.
All right. And Castor will... he'll finish if he's still listening or if he just walked away.
No. He's listening, but it's just like, light in the eyes and the hamster's gone.
We were recently contracted by the church, actually, for a job. So we're hoping to use that to gain some notoriety, as it may be.
Charity is always good, but you can't trust the churches around here.
Be that as it may, work is work, and it helps us with our guild charters.
That's fair. If you find that you need more established work, I'm sure I can find something in, say, my stables.
Well, if there would be guild work for us there, we would always look to do it. I know we have to complete a certain amount of jobs so we can become more known throughout the kingdom.
I'll pay you finally if you wish to speak to me after the party. Now, if you would give me just a moment, clam chowder is indeed my favorite.
Go on. I shall make my way there eventually.
All right. Let's pause from there. Move over to one scene, and then I want to get to Zereth real quick. And then we'll catch up with Callisto, we'll catch up with Marsha, and then we'll catch up with Soot. So, Finn. This performer will step off stage. Just kind of... He doesn't look like he cares that he doesn't dress like the others. He's going to head over to kind of one of the side chairs and sit down and kind of make sure he's tuned. Ring, ring,
I would go over to him and say, that was a beautiful piece.
Oh, why thank you. You play yourself. I see the lyres on your clothing.
I have my lyre like strapped to my side. So, I do. I'm not been playing for long, just a couple of years, but I know I have always had an ear for music, and I know a beautiful song when I hear one, and that was amazing. Also, as he reaches into his pocket, he'll pull out. Marsha asked me to give this to you.
Marsha. Oh, yes. Oh, sorry, wrong voice. Yeah. He'll take the paper. Oh, I see. So you're looking for more information on performing?
performing bards, some legendary instruments, just the normal stuff.
Okay. Well, I could, I guess I could teach you the formal stuff. But let me ask you, because I don't normally teach, except to very particular people. Not that I'm stingy. I just know those who are born with a talent and who don't try. Do you have a melody in your soul?
I'm
Is
trying
there
to
a
find.
song that reaches for you, boy?
I'm trying to find that song.
Now, let me ask this. Have you heard it? Or are you following someone else's? Is it yours? You see, there are plenty of performers out there who find a song and go, "That's beautiful. It shall be mine." And then there are those who pick up a lyre and they pluck a few strings and they find the soul that is in them and the melody that they continue with. Which one of those are you?
The second one I want to say, but I don't know. I play, but I don't feel the same thing as when I first heard a song like that.
Ah, there's your problem. It's not about the songs that you hear. Beautiful music has been created throughout the lands for years. And yes, you can find beautiful songs and become famous off of them. It's not a problem. I could teach you that, but I won't. It's hollow. It's purely for show. But what I can teach you, if you're truly willing to learn, you have a song in you. And I could teach you to bring that out. But it won't be easy. What do you say?
Yes, like I would love to learn.
Right. Well, I unfortunately have to go. But tomorrow morning, main gates, second fountain, 3 p.m.
Here?
No, main gates, second fountain, 3 p.m.
Yeah, yes, right, yeah. Okay, gotcha, yes.
And I say morning because I like to sleep in, so that's morning for me. So I just wanted to... Don't contact me before then, or I will literally beat you with my own lyre. Have a good day.
You too.
All right. Let's head to Zereth, and then I'd like to catch up with everyone else. Zereth, these two lords and ladies, they're going to exit that main door. They're going to make their way down. Now, you will see that the lord is preoccupied with one of your party members. The lady, however, seems to be meandering towards the two pillars to the right side. Just kind of standing there, taking in the party.
All right. Is there a pulp and pedal harp like there is, or like there was when my mother left Araza?
Oh yeah, there's a few actually on the wall. They look ornate, but they also look playable as well. There are instruments lined to each side of the stage in case somebody needs them. Of course, looking more pricey than good sounding, I should say.
With Finn's now mentor, it seems, leaving the stage. Is the stage unoccupied?
Yes, currently.
Okay. Zereth is going to completely ignore the lady as she comes down beside him, beside the stage,
Mhm.
and just walk straight to the stage, and I'm going to wheel one of the harps away from the wall. I don't care which one. I'm not going to spend too much time looking at which one might be most playable. And I'm going to set it down, set a chair behind me, sit, lean it against my shoulder, and I'm going to start playing a dance on the harp.
Okay.
Just a medium tempo dance that the whole hall can start to hear.
Okay.
And it's going to be a little complicated, a little ornate, with lots of flourishes and rolls.
Is it a particular song that we spoke of in private earlier?
Not yet. No.
Okay.
I want to see if I can get the lady to acknowledge me without that song.
Roll me a
Just
performance.
smile. Sure.
Good.
Sure. That's a 10. I'm sorry. What were you going to say there, Finn?
I was gonna say before he rolled, if I saw him walking up the stage, could I like hit him with bardic inspiration?
Hell yeah. Go ahead.
All right.
You've heard some inspiring words. You've probably got something rattling.
As I see him walking up stage, I'll like just like get a little close to him and say, "You can do this. The songs that you will play on this stage will bring joy to everyone." And I'll tap him on the shoulder and give him a D4.
All right.
I think it's a D4. Let me.
I think it's a D6.
I thought it was a D6.
Starts at a D6 and then it moves up to an 8. So
Okay,
Roll
yeah.
a D6. Roll a D6.
Into the chat. I have that typed into the chat. Can I spend my inspiration that I earned from last session to re-roll that 3?
Sure.
And then add the inspiration?
Sure.
Or the bardic inspiration, that is? For
Yes, sir.
listeners, so we're working with 2 inspirations. Making sure I'm clicking the right form. That's
a 17
That's
plus
24.
4. Oh yeah, she notices. It's very elegant. I wouldn't say it's. You don't like to measure artists who's better, who's worse, but the sound change catches her attention. It's very, I'd say, distinctive. Maybe homelandish. Maybe. If I
A
might
bit.
make that. Yeah.
The
So-
style is definitely not what she might have learned if she probably went to an academy when she was small. I don't know this, but she played the harp when I was little with her,
Okay.
and the style is definitely more something that would be found in the desert than in a pulp and academy of music.
Okay. So she's going to be eyeing you. Not like the, oh, meat kind of eye. Just like the, who are you?
Not the eye that he's used to getting.
Yeah, it's definitely a distinctive look. It's different.
This is not an Oedipus situation.
Exactly.
If I can see the lady, can I make a perception check really quick? I want to see if she's got a red mark or a bruise on her face.
Go ahead, give me your perception with disadvantage because you're all the way across the building.
You bet.
That is a 21 dropping for a... Yeah, you dropped a natural 20 for a 21. It's still not bad. You know, even across the room, there's a distinct blush to her cheek on one side that might be covered with makeup.
Well, yeah, Castor really can't do anything to get Zare's attention. I don't think. Wait, hold on. Do I know message?
Do you?
Let me check. I don't think that's a cleric spell. I could yell it really loud without maturity, but I think that might be a bad idea.
So, kind of panning out from the party as this music is occurring, as these moments are happening. Those who have prepared themselves in the cart are making their way in. Jason, a few minutes before the rest, as he was running, and then Martha and Callisto short behind. Soot's already in there, I believe, correct? Take the silence as a yes.
Yeah, he did a Vince McMahon walk in there.
So the best thing to do would be move in with Callisto and Martha making their way through the doors.
Martha is going to look around. Where is the bar?
Both sides of the entrance, like immediately in the doorway.
He steps through the doorway, makes a sharp left.
Lovely food. Lovely food. Lovely food. Nice clam chowder. Very, very marbly with the pepper. It's got a thick consistency, but not too thick
I hate
that
clam
it's like,
chowder, so you're making me rich.
Well, there is garlic bread.
I
There
am
is
a
some.
slut for garlic bread.
Oh yeah, and this is the type of garlic bread where they've lathered it with like the drippings of the garlic with the actual butter, so you get that nice kind of soft yet spongy kind of bread that was cooked separately, but it's kind of melding with that butter at that perfect timing, not making it too soggy, but also not taking that consistency away from it.
She's just going to grab herself. Like, how is the alcohol being served? Are there just bottles or
In wine glasses through, it's kind of like one of those bartender things where you see the butlers kind of come through with the plates, and like each serving of alcohol is in its own glass, where if you're wanting to drink, you're gonna have to like take 2 or 3 and chug them, put it back and grab another one. And
she will take 2, chug 1, and keep the
okay. How about Callisto? Oops.
You're good. Callisto walks in and just kind of looks around her, very much deer in the headlights, like does not know what she's doing and is just kind of standing there looking for anyone other than Martha that she knows.
Seeing Callisto looking like freaked out would kind of gently wave and motion over. Also, Martha is over by me, so we could have like a little huddle of friendlies.
Yeah, as soon as she sees Soot, it's just immediately to them.
Okay, just to let you know, high society types go for the throat if we see someone looking like that, so just kind of no-face it or put a polite smile on. And Soot will kind of do that, like, beauty pageant smile. Just rule number 1, never let them see a sweat.
Callisto
Meanwhile,
does her
Mark
best to... Go ahead.
And then Soot will just be breaking down, like, polite society rules of, like, you know, essentially how to act, but kind of, like, I don't want to say, like, making them like a lay person or, like, a common person, not like, you always must keep a stiff back, like, that kind of thing. Just like, hey, you know, like, don't slouch, kind of like, smile. If you don't want to talk to someone, don't make eye contact, because a lot of times in a quiet party, that's what will initiate. Whoa, he's giant. That is what will
Is
you.
it I find him kind of hot?
Well,
Not
he's
picture.
heading in your direction
Oh,
towards
no.
the table.
Okay.
I guess Castor would be following like he said he would, like
The
just
Lord.
kind of behind.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, do I get to slap a man?
I mean, you
Nope.
might.
Martha's
No, I'm not
going to
actually
take
gonna slap him. Don't
so
pay.
just throw it.
Oh, if I would recognize him as the Lord. If he comes and steps beside Soot, you all will see Soot do an incredibly elaborate, like, bow at the waist. It is in honor to meet you, my lord. And he'll, after bowing, stick a hand out to shake.
The pleasure is all yours, I assume.
It appears you've already, and so we'll kind of like lean around and make eye contact with Castor. Spoken with my associate?
Yes, and you should let him get to the clam chowder. I've heard he's quite fond of it.
Oh, I apologize. And Soot will step aside and kind of motion, like clearing a path for him.
This is your party, good sir? And he'll look back at Castor.
Some of them, yes. They've spread out, a few of them, to go do things, mingle amongst.
He's playing that wretched music. It sounds like it's from the desert. Ugh.
I think it's rather nice.
Of course.
Actually, real quick out of character, because Soot has these things going through their head. We know that he is married to Zare's mom, correct?
I don't think you quite know it's Zare's mom yet.
Okay, sorry, I didn't want to say something in character that Soot would have clicked.
When Callisto says that she thinks it's quite nice and gets that reaction from the Lord, Castor is just going to take her by the hand and walk her towards the center of the room.
Dancing?
Yeah, he's going to take her to dance, but he doesn't want this Lord to get pissed off because he can tell that he's a grouchy Gus.
Yeah.
She looks at him and goes, "What? It's nice."
It is nice, and we're going to dance to it.
Okay. And he's an asshole.
Yes.
And he deserves to be told that.
Yes, but etiquette dictates, as they're dancing around, he'll be like, etiquette dictates that when somebody's hosting, you show politeness to them even if they're a dick. It's not it's not the most wonderful of things, but it's just the way society works, I guess.
I don't like your society's etiquette, but I will live with it for the time being.
I don't like it much either. But this song is very difficult to dance to. It's quite complicated, Izzeay, and he'll be smiling about it. But he's enjoying himself dancing with Callisto. I'd say, boom.
Back at the table.
Martha
The Lord will. Sorry.
Martha's not budging. She's sitting there. That is her spot now.
That's perfectly fine because the Lord is going to turn to you.
Fuck.
Shit.
Enjoying the food.
Mm-hmm.
The wine.
Mm-hmm.
Any plans for the night?
I'm married.
Oh, no, not. You're not my type.
I'm not many people's type.
Just simply making sure that the party is up to snuff. If you do have any problems with anybody, let me know. I shall take care of it personally.
Everything has been fine. Thank you.
And he's going to look over to Soot. Not much of a dresser?
I suppose this outfit is last year's fashion. I haven't had a chance to buy new formal attire since then. However, I was wondering, I don't know if my associate got a chance to ask this of you. We are a new guild, newly formed. However, we are looking for work, and we're wondering if we could take out a contract with the city, with you at our helm as a possible sponsor for a city guild sponsorship.
Don't think so.
Understand?
I will say, if you're looking for work, my stables could use a bit of mending, maybe some cleaning. I can give you some word that way, I guess.
No, I think we're good on that front. We'll do manual labor to a certain extent. However, I don't believe that mucking stables is guild business.
It's a lord's stable. It comes with pedigree, I should say. But I can help you tonight. And he'll hand you the key. Upstairs, door to the right. My personal room. This fashion of this year. Enjoy. Don't worry about returning it. I don't think I'd want it back. And he'll walk away.
Corey, just so you know, I just wanted to double check. Castor is just trying to make everything go as smooth as possible, especially telling Soot to get out the way so he can get clam chowder. Like he wants.
Soot did. Soot immediately decided.
I just wanted. I want to make it. I wanted to know if the Lord noticed that. Like, hey, move so we can have some chowder.
Oh yeah, he moved. He got his chowder. This is all like while he was saying it. Prepared a nice bowl, very hefty bowl, and then he's walking kind of over to this ornate chair that's kind of like right next to the stage so that he can sit down.
Put me in a mortal quandary. Okay.
Oh yeah.
You put us in a quandary because I was like, yeah, we might take some stable work, and you're like, absolutely the fuck not.
I mean, I guess that's true. Soot is gonna. Is there traffic moving upstairs, or is it going to look weird for Soot to just walk up the stairs by themselves into this Lord's room?
I mean, you have the Lord's permission and his key.
Okay, I mean, it'll still look weird. Yeah, Soot will just go ahead and immediately go do that. I mean, why not be fashionable?
Okay. So, let's take a moment then. And then I want to come back to Zer. Upstairs, it's a very distinctive room. And normally, for a Lord's room, there's one large, ornate bed, drapes around it. There's, like golden pieces and, self-portraits paid for. I mean, that's all there. Except for the bed. There are 2 beds, separated, both on each side of the room. One looks feminine, one looks masculine. One has a very ornate kind of sands desert, kind of almost. It looks like it was fancy at one point, but the sands have worn away a lot of the color. It's old. It's not something that you would expect a highborn to have. There is a chest underneath the bed that you can just barely see. When you open the door. And there is a closet to the left and a closet to the right, which you can assume are both for the respective partners. This does not look like a marital room.
Shit kind of I Love Lucy setup do we got going on here?
Okay, so you said the chest is underneath the lady's bed?
Yes.
Okay. Soot will shut, and I assume this is kind of like the old school lock where you can use the key to lock it from the inside as well?
Yes.
Okay, Soot's going to lock the door. And then, is there a way to politely rummage through the room? Soot's going to just open up the closet, just grab something, like, immediately, just be like, that's fine. And
slide
then
a hand.
A way to politely ransack somebody's house.
Rifle through this guy's bedside table, lift up his mattress to see if he has any sweet like Playboys in between his mattress and his box spring, absolutely anything. This guy is being very rude, and I can steal from rude people.
Go ahead.
Okay, what am I rolling?
Give me a sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand.
See if we can. Yeah, because you're going to want to put things back the way they were laying if it's not important. And...
Here we go. All right, 3, 2, 1. Rip!
Sleight of hand of 3. I mean, you can see them, but it's all stuff that might be gone missing. Like they'd notice, like a golden pen and booklet with a lock on the booklet. It seems mostly personal items. It doesn't seem any business items are here. Underneath the mattress, there's really not much. Maybe a coin pouch, but there's far more gold than you think would just randomly not be noticed if it went missing.
Yeah. Okay. You got Soot's mindset of take only will not be noticed. Rich people don't know everything that they have. But okay. Soot will change and look around. Hold on. Out of character one more time because my memory is god awful. Two things. Did Castor relay the full vision to us? And did Castor relay that this was the guy?
No, this is the guy. And Castor relayed what he relayed, which was that he saw a stained glass window, heard a male with a fancy voice talk about being an important night and slapping some female in the face that he felt. That's basically all you got from him.
And I assume you would have described that window if it was in here.
He said it was a window with a
No, I mean
green
like
dragon.
Corey would have described the window if it was in this room.
Would I? Were you looking at the windows?
I mean, if it's a big stained glass window, I hope that would be noticeable in a bedroom. Are there?
Oh, it's definitely noticeable, and it's definitely there.
Oh, okay. Now this actually changes such things.
Oh no, the one with no tact.
Okay. You said that there was a journal with a lock on it.
Correct.
Was that on his side of the room?
Yes.
Okay. Soot is... Oh god, where do you put that? I guess if you have like a doublet and it kind of like tucks in, Soot is going to slide that where their like stomach is, since that's already kind of like flat and doublets kind of hang in an odd way. So Soot will have...
When you touch it, you will get a nasty shock. Not anything that'll deal damage, but this thing seems to be important enough to be enchanted. To those who do not have the key,
hold on,
you will be shocked.
Let me see how dumb Soot's gonna be. This is. Let me just.
But just look at one key and then look at the lock and see if it looks like it'll fit.
Like a door key, it's gonna be big, and then like a diary key is gonna be little.
Wisdom of 11.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of if I want to like keep that or if it's a bad idea to keep it. That's my, because I want to keep it, but I don't.
You're gonna be tased the whole time you keep it.
That's fine.
I'm here for the party.
Yeah, like kind of twitching. God, I wish Soot had a bag. Damn it. Okay. Is it okay? To answer Castor's question, is it the same key? Like, would that key fit?
No.
Okay. Second question: does anyone else in the party have a bag?
Probably. I know you know that Finn does.
Okay, so yep, Soot is going to do the dumb thing, slide the book down the doublet, and just kind of like, yeah, it's that electroshock ab treatment. Kind of try to calmly walk out the door.
You're Bruce Lee in it.
Downstairs. Oh, that bad comparison for what that did to Bruce Lee. And then walk back down the stairs and try to find Finn.
All right.
Let's just hope this book doesn't Brandon Lee you.
Well, Bruce Lee died because he was doing electroshock treatment to his heart, and it wore down his heart. So it did something bad to his heart. He died of cardiac arrest due to electroshock treatment.
Because he was using electroshock treatment to keep his pecs and abs all at the top condition.
Well, what I was saying is I hope it doesn't Brandon Lee you, which means kill you quicker, like shooting you in the face on set.
Yeah.
Oh shit. No.
Okay.
No guns.
So let's. Okay, never mind. I'm back on roll 20. Okay, so Soot will try to calmly walk downstairs and find/flag down Finn.
Roll me a deception to see if you can hide this damage, this pain.
Okay, is deception one of Soot's skills? No, it's the other talking skill that I'm good at. Oh, I'll take that though.
Deception of a 17. You're good. You're real good. Smooth. Okay.
I will wave Finn down wherever I see him and try to kind of get out of line of sight of the Lord. Not that Lord, the guy that owns the place. Capital L.
Now, we're getting close to the end of the episode. I'd like to have a scene. But I know I want to get back to Zereth for this. Zereth, we talked about something a little while back.
Yep, I remember. So I have a plan to facilitate that right away.
Okay.
If we can do another one of those like overlapping timelines, like different groups of people doing things at the same time. When Castor and Callisto come to the forefront of the stage and they're dancing in the center of the circle and he sees them tripping and he kind of laughs to himself. He's getting more comfortable. He's also thinking a lot about how a lot of the clothes had been kept from the desert, and he's noticed for sure, even though he hasn't been directly looking at his mother, that she's wearing some very desert motif looking jewelry. And that's all in his mind, and he's growing more comfortable. He sees them tripping, and he slows down the waltz that he's playing, and he starts playing something that's still in 3, but it has more of a lullaby feel. And this is a song that his mother used to sing to him when he was a small infant, and he doesn't remember it perfectly, but he remembers enough to play it with his masterfulness on the harp. And he tries to replicate that melody with improvised harmonies as well as possible.
She's gonna make a beeline to the stage. Not like not like a furious thing, and not like an open show. More like we have something to discuss. Kind of a walk.
About how long has it been since the beginning of the party?
I'd say about 45 minutes to an hour has passed until this song was played.
And we started with about 15 minutes, like, to go into the party, right?
Yes.
So that prestidigitation on my hair only lasts an hour.
Which would make it
So-
perfectly disappear.
Right then. Awesome.
Nice.
So he continues to pluck just like ambient noise, ambient strings, all are harmonious and melodic, and but that it gives him enough clearance to maybe start up a conversation. And he looks over at her for the first time, and he plays softly enough that she can hear him over the strings.
You're from the sands.
I am.
What is your name?
Right now, I'm going by Lachlan.
And your real name?
He looks over at the Count. The Count is pretty far away, right?
Yeah, he's kind of meandered his way back to the food on the opposite side of the place.
He's going to dodge the question. He's going to say, you have many beautiful fixtures around this palace. The gold, the stone, the glass.
The Lord does. The only things that are really interesting to me is the instruments in which you're playing. My jewelry.
Yes. These instruments, they're not very well taken care of. There are so many fragile things, after all. People break so easily. And so do dreams. And hearts.
Don't I know it?
Can I... what do I need to maybe notice that asymmetry in her makeup?
Go ahead and just give me a straight up perception roll.
Okay.
With an 11, there's something off, but you can't quite fully see it.
Can I also do an insight check on her curious words, don't I know it?
Sure.
Or maybe can I use insight, which I'm proficient in, to give me advantage on that perception check to notice something is definitely off about her situation?
Go ahead with insight. I think
Okay.
that'll give you more. That's another 11.
Well, that's lucky.
There's pain behind that. A discomfort, a longing, really.
I'm gonna end the lullaby, which at this point, given the acoustics of the room, I'm going to venture that the Lord couldn't even hear it at this point anymore. So he probably didn't realize I stopped. But I'm gonna say, I didn't come here to cause you any pain. I came here because I've found a new life with a group of friends, and I was hoping that you might want, in some part, to be a part of it. Perhaps as a financier, or...
Zereth?
Yes.
She's going to look back towards the Lord. And then she's going to gently kind of take your shoulders and kind of meander behind one of the pillars and a tree. Or like one of the potted plants. I have a few sways. I can help you. But you must not speak to the Lord. It's and you're gonna see a tear. It's dangerous. And there's more to play than I wish I could tell you. But there are things preventing me. I know it's not my place. How is your father?
3 years passed.
She's going to look distraught. I will meet with you tomorrow. And okay. She's going to look around and make sure no one is going to notice. She's going to kiss your forehead. And then she's going to go upstairs. And that, guys, I think is a perfect place to end it for the night.
Nice.
On a scale of 1 to John Belushi, how drunk is Martha getting?
Yes.
I had to remember which was the funny one and which was the dead one, or which is the dead one and which is the alive one.
Listen,
the,
Jim Belushi.
Jesus Christ.
Jim Belushi on Twitter is incredible, mostly because he just tweets about weed and how he grows weed.
Hi everybody, you guys know me. I'm the Diggity Dungeon Disaster DJ, as I'm so lovingly called or have been given the title of. I'm here to say thank you for coming to episode 7. As you can see, there wasn't really any sounds. Normally I'd shout out Sirenscape, and I'm still going to shout them out. If you haven't checked them out, check them out. But we felt this episode was a little bit more dramatic without the sounds. Really kind of had a nice pace. We enjoyed kind of communicating, and with the interactions with the NPCs, we just felt it really wasn't needed. But if you haven't checked them out, go ahead and check them out, because they really do set the tone for your game. It's great for tabletops. We found a roundabout way to throw it over Discord, which is really nice. So our players get to listen to it all the time. I want to thank Kobold Press for the Tomes of Beasts and the Creature Codex, which we will be using relatively soon, and we're really excited about that. We've got some stuff coming up, which might not have a lot of combat, but we're gearing up pretty soon to have some interactions, to have some things that are going to pop out at you, some things from some of the books, like a shadow kind of creature coming at some point. I don't want to spill too much about it, and even that is I feel a little bit too much, but check them out if you haven't. Thank you for listening. We've had so much fun. We've hit 92 subscribers and over 15K downloads, and it's amazing to know that there are people out there listening. So for those of you who are, thank you so much, and we hope that you return for the next episode. And remember, keep your opportunities open.